Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. I am going to be working on today my SpongeBob, as you can see. I've made quite a bit of progress on this. I'm super excited about it. I'm hoping to be done soon, so I'm going to work on this while I'm chatting today. And I'm going to clean things up a bit, move some things around, zoom in where I'm going to be working so you can watch while I chat, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me start my timer. I've got my notes, and I think I'm ready to go. So this may be a bit of a boring watching me because there's so much multi-placing in this. If you like multi-placing, this is a great kit to do it in. There is so much multi-placing with the black, the blue, the pink of Patrick, the yellow of SpongeBob. So I'm working on the pink of Patrick. So bear with me if this is a tad boring. I apologize, but it has to get done, right? You gotta get all the drills on the canvas somehow. Let me jump into my life update. You guys, still no news from Canada, which I'm gonna assume is a good thing. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm just gonna assume it is because we haven't heard anything. So I'm going to cross my fingers that we hear something before May 1st. May 1st is the deadline that I've given myself. If we haven't heard anything by May 1st, then I am going to send in my passport for renewal by mail. I did already send my daughter's in. It's been almost 2 weeks and we haven't gotten hers back yet. I don't know how long it's actually taking. Last time I checked the website, it said anywhere between 5 and 13 weeks. And, you know, they've been saying that they're really slammed right now. So I don't know what's going to happen, but everybody cross your fingers that we get our confirmation of PR before then. Then I can do it and we can travel up there and do all the things that we need to do. And yeah, then we'll be well on our way to moving. But we'll see what happens. We did hear from my husband's family. My husband called because someone in the province where he lives, or his family lives, won the lottery and won like a really large amount. I can't remember what he said it was, but so he was hoping it was someone in his family. It wasn't, but you know, he was hoping. Anyway, when his sister called, they've had an outbreak at the hospital, so they haven't been able to go see his dad for the last week or so because the hospital shut down the ward where his dad was. And so they're hoping to be able to get back to see him hopefully by now, by the time this comes out, but I don't think he's talked to anybody recently. So that just made my husband, I think, a little bit even more antsier to get up there. You know, we're trying to be patient and wait, and you know, we've got so much to do to get things ready here. But yeah, I think that made him even kind of more anxious to get up there. He did actually talk to a couple of people about jobs. Once he moves up there, he didn't think he'd be able to get his job back with the hydro company that he worked for. It looks like he might be able to. And even if he can't, he's talked to somebody about a contractor job like he has here that he definitely would be able to get. So he's feeling a little bit better about his job prospects. He's still not sure if he wants to work up there or if he wants to, you know, come back here and do storm work. I mean, he'd make more money here and more money goes into his pension, his retirement here than up there. But we are going to end up paying, I don't want to say we're going to end up paying taxes in both places. Canada and the US have a treaty, so wherever he works, we basically just declare, do we live in the US, do we live in Canada, and then we have to pay taxes. So what What will likely happen is we'll declare our residency in Canada, pay the taxes there, and then when you file your U.S. taxes, which you have to do no matter where you live in the world because the U.S. requires that, you get what is, I think they call it a foreign tax credit or something like that. So essentially whatever we pay in taxes in Canada, we get a credit for with the U.S. So we probably won't actually owe anything in taxes to the U.S., but we still have to file our taxes, if that makes sense to everybody. A pain in the wazoo, and from what I've been reading online, we're looking at probably for the first year when we move, because we likely will have income in both places and residency in both places. There is, I don't know, there's weird rules about it that first year. It can get expensive. And then after that, expensive to have someone help you file the taxes because there's lots of weird rules, and everything we're reading said don't try to do it on your own. Hire somebody that knows. So we need to look at getting a tax person who understands how to file cross-border taxes. From what I've seen, it can be anywhere from a couple of grand to $5,000, depending on how complicated your taxes are. So crossing our fingers that ours won't be that complicated, but I guess we'll find out. That's kind of depressing that we would have to pay that much, but I guess there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Most of the people have said, yeah, it's a pain. But once we're moved, and I guess some of it has to do with like if you have retirement accounts and IRAs and that kind of thing, there's like special rules because those are tax deferred and all that kind of stuff. So it can just get really messy. And it's not that the taxes themselves are complicated, but there's just like the amounts that you owe are pretty straightforward from what I'm reading, but there's lots of little hinky things that if you don't know exactly what you're doing, if you miss something, the penalties can be really horrendous, like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so people have said it's not worth it to take a chance. Just pay someone to do it, and then you have that peace of mind, which I'm fine with. I mean, honestly, that's why we all have insurance, right? It's not because we think we're going to get these big payouts from insurance companies. It's because we want that peace of mind that if something should happen, we're covered, right? So that was a bit off tangent, but anyway, my oldest is coming over here to pick up some stuff. I've been going through our accumulation of stuff, I guess I'll call it, slowly and kind of weirdly, a little bit here, a little bit there. I thought when I started doing it that I would be like, okay, I'm just going to go through this whole closet. But you know how when you start going through stuff, then you get distracted. So that happens. But she did come over and picked out the crystal of my mom's that she wanted. So I've got all that boxed up for her, and I've got the rest boxed up for my sister. My sister's also going to take the little cabinet that I was storing all of it in. So that's a piece of furniture gone. So yay me. I've gone through a bunch of photo albums and things that I'm going to be giving to my sister so that she can go through and digitize them. I looked at hiring a service to digitize it for us, but it's so expensive that I'm trying to decide whether it's worth it for me to just have it done, or if I want to just hang on to it and do it myself. I've already digitized a whole bunch of our photos and things, but I've got about 10 albums that I haven't. Right now, I don't want to mess with it. I've got enough other things on my plate. So we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping I can just give them to my sister and she'll do it, since I did all the other ones. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so the oldest is coming over to pick up the crystal that she wanted, and then I'm also going through all of my physical books. I have probably 4 or 5 bookshelves full of physical books, hardback and paperback, that I don't want to say I don't want to read them, and I'm not going to get rid of all of them. Some of them I do want to keep, but I have a bunch of them that I don't have any use for. Like I have most of the Harry Potter books in hardback. I'm never going to read them again, so I don't really need to hang on to them. I've got most of the Twilight books that I bought and read eons ago that I don't need. I've got a lot of science fiction books, again, both paperback and hardback, that some I'll keep. I got a couple of authors that I really, really like, and I'm going to keep all of those. The rest are going to go. So my oldest is going to come over and pick up the ones that I don't want. She has a bookstore that she goes to where you can turn them in and get cash. So I'm going to let her do that, and then she gets a little bit of pocket money and I get rid of some stuff. So that's a win-win. I don't really read my books. Like I said, there are some that I'm going to keep, but I read mostly on my iPad now. I'm also going to be getting rid of my Nook that I had. I haven't used it forever. I read my Kindle Unlimited subscription and I read on my iPad through an app on my iPad. That's where I do pretty much 100% of my reading these days. Occasionally I may pick up a physical book, but not very often. Mostly because I can read in bed at night while my husband's sleeping. I just turn the brightness down on my screen and I don't have to worry about having a light on to read a physical book like I do, would otherwise. Yeah, then my husband can sleep, and if I decide to stay up reading, it's all good. Anyway, so all of that. And I did throw away their baby teeth. I asked my daughter if she wanted hers. She laughed at me and said no, so both hers and my youngest baby teeth went in the trash, which I still felt kind of bad about. Not gonna lie, but neither one of them wanted them, so into the trash they went. Oh, my my youngest has been called for jury duty like 3 times now. And my oldest has kept saying, Mom, how come he keeps getting called? I've never gotten anything. Not that she wants to be on jury duty, but she just thought it was weird that, he being younger than her and having his driver's license for less years than she had, that it was strange. And I said, well, it's a random kind of thing so who knows? She jinxed herself because she got a little thing that she may be getting picked for federal jury duty. I got picked for federal jury duty once upon a time. I didn't get picked for duty. So I don't remember having to fill out a questionnaire, but her little thing that she got in the mail says she has to fill out a questionnaire. And then once you fill out the questionnaire, then they decide if you get picked. I don't remember filling out the questionnaire when I did it, but I actually had to go down to the federal courthouse and spent the whole day there. They make you go, and we had to sit through like a video of this is the point of jury duty. Do your civic duty. Here's how we select, blah, blah, blah. Literally, that took most of the morning. And then they separated us into groups, and we each went to particular courtrooms. And then you were basically in the jury pool, and they were doing their, what's it called, voir dire or something like that, where they get to pick or dismiss jurors. And I sat through that for most of the rest of the afternoon. I think about 3 o'clock, I got dismissed. They decided they didn't want me for the case that they were doing. And so I didn't actually have to serve. It was like 3:30, so I went back downstairs to where everybody else was sitting, and I had to sit there and wait, because if they dismissed enough people from other pools, then I would have had to go and fill in that pool. Luckily, that didn't happen either, and so I just got to go home without serving or getting called. I guess I didn't get called to sit on a jury, so it counted as serving, so I could say, hey, I showed up and you didn't want me. So I didn't have to do anything, but we'll see what happens with her. I don't know, with school being close to being out, but also she has a job where they're already short-staffed, so I don't know. I mean, I think with the school district, they would be okay with her serving on jury duty, and I think the school district would, pay her regular wage. For those of you who don't know, and I don't know if it works this way in every state, I think it does, but in our state, the way it works is for jury duty, whether it's federal or not, you get paid, I think $10 a day was last time I did it. It may have changed since then, but that's what it was last time I had to do it. If you get paid the $10 a day and you keep the money, that's, what you get paid for doing your civic duty. Most of the employers that I have had, including when I worked for public schools, if you had to serve on jury duty, what you did was take the money that you got paid from the court, your $10 a day or whatever it was, turn that money over to your employer, and then you got paid your regular wage. I don't know exactly how all that works or anything, but I mean, I got paid my regular wage. I just had to turn over what I got paid from the court. So I don't know if it works that way everywhere, but that's how my employer worked. So we'll see. At the time, like I said, when I worked for public schools, that's how it worked. And that drill has a hole in it, so I'm going to pull that one out and put another one. Okay, so we'll see if she gets picked for jury duty. The end of the year is getting closer, which is one of the reasons she might get picked. But the semester is coming to a close as summer gets here. My youngest is working on some projects. He's got a couple of papers and some other things that are due for his classes as the end of the semester approaches. Because I think he's done mid-May, I think. We'll see. Okay, keep moving this along because I'm filling these in, and then I'll pull off one of these big sections, and then I shouldn't have to move you guys again. But anyway, so we'll see how the end of the summer goes. Like I said, I have started going through the house. I'm in the process of collecting boxes as we get them. So like when we get our Amazon deliveries and things, I save the boxes. I've got some totes that I'm buying. I've picked up some vacuum seal bags. I'm going to start trying to go through like our coat closet and winter coats and things that we don't need for the summer. I'm going to start like vacuum sealing, and I've got some like heavy winter blankets and things that we won't need now that it's getting warmer that I can get sealed up in some totes in preparation for moving. So I feel like I'm making a bit of progress, even if it's kind of haphazard. Like I said, it's a little bit here, a little bit there, instead of just going through one room or whatever, because we don't know when we're moving yet. I don't want to pack up everything. So we'll see how it goes. So that's what's going on in my regular life. What's going on in my diamond painting life? You guys, so much. First of all, this is WIP and Chat 100. I cannot believe it. When I very first started doing the channel, I didn't do WIP and Chats. I think I've said that before. And once I did start doing the WIP and Chats, I wasn't sure I would continue with them. I wasn't sure I liked them. But these have actually turned out to be some of my favorite videos, just because I get a chance to kind of, I don't know, vent, I guess. Share with you what's going on in my life, what I find difficult, ups, downs. Just getting to share that with you all is nice. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed. They're some of my favorite videos, like I said, so I'm super excited. And because today is WIP and Chat 100, I'm only 4 WIP and Chats away from having 2 whole years of WIP and Chats, which is crazy. I am working hard on getting some things done. It's funny how much you can accomplish in your diamond painting when you actually diamond paint. I pulled this one down. This has been hanging around for quite some time. It was one that I got from my nephew, and it just has been hanging up in my craft room, kind of staring at me. I finally decided I was going to get it down and work on it. It's a square, which is one of the reasons I was avoiding it, because squares just don't go as fast for me. However, I will say, because this one is so much multi-placing, it has gone way quicker than I thought it would. There's just so much color blocking, huge amounts of color blocking in the background, huge amounts of color blocking here in Patrick and in SpongeBob himself, and then when I get down to Gary and all that as well. But it's going really quick. I've been putting in some significant hours on it, but I want to get it done. I want to get this one done before May because I have another project that I want to start for May, because there's an event in May that I want to participate in, so I need to get it done for that. And yeah, it's going a lot faster than I thought it would. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would, so it's kind of been a win-win all around. Even though it's a square, which, not that I mind squares, it's just that squares take me longer generally. I don't know, in some weird way, I'm pickier about the placement of my squares than I am my rounds, so it just takes me longer. But I'm getting there. So hopefully this will be done, and then I can move on to my other project. I actually had intended to do my Mary's Diamonds kit next instead of this one. But this one had been hanging there kind of taunting me for so long, I decided to do this one first. So I did. And I'm glad I did, even though I'm not going to get to the Mary's Diamonds ones as quickly as I thought I would. All right, so that's it for this whole Patrick section. So now I'm going to move things around a bit again, start on this one, so I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. So you can see this huge piece of color blocking here for Patrick. I really like this pink color though, so it's all good. So SpongeBob's going really quick. I didn't get to my Mary's Diamonds, but that's okay. I want to finish this one up. I'm going to order a frame for it, give it to my nephew, and then that's something else gone out of my house. Good for me. Then you'll see the unboxing of it. I'm going to be doing something for the Mandy Manzano event in May. It's my only Mandy Manzano, so I'm going to unbox it and start working on it for that event. And it's round, so hopefully it goes quick, even because it's pretty big. It's bigger than SpongeBob. I want to finish SpongeBob because if I can get this one finished, that'll be a big chunk of hours that I can include in my diamond painting goals for April when I do my April recap, which will be good because that's coming up to my monthly goal check-in since we're almost at the end of April, which is crazy to me because that means it's almost May. And once I finish my May project, that means it's June, which means it's going to be time for DP for Pets 2023, you guys. I can't believe it's almost here. So I'm going to be doing a video for that soon as well. So keep your eye out for that. I'll throw something up on the screen. Same basic rules as last year. 30 by 30, new start, follow the pets theme. I am in the process of putting together the prize package. I've got what I hope are some cool prizes, and I will share those when I do kind of the announcement video about it, so keep your eyes open for that. You are certainly welcome if you can make your kits do double duty for my event and something else to do that as well. I know there's a ton of events that are going to be going on in June. I don't know if I'm going to make mine do double duty as well, but I'm also going to be trying to do some other kits because June is Pride Month, and I have at least one project I would like to do for that, if not more, as well as my own event. Yeah, there's just a ton of stuff going on. So yeah, as long as if you can make your kit work for more than one thing, good for you. I often can't make mine do that. I just don't have enough to pick from, I guess. So, but if you can, yeah, go for it. Anyway, so we'll have that going on in June. Who knows what else will be going on by then? Crossing my fingers that we've heard something about our PR. Still working through my artist list series. That's why I was going to do the Mary's Diamonds, because that was one on my artist series, but then I decided I want to do SpongeBob more. Happy that I did it. I am happy with my progress this month. I finished my 2 Looney Tunes kits. If you haven't seen the video for that, go check it out. That was yesterday's video. I finished my Marvin and my Daffy. I'm going to be framing Marvin. Not sure what I'm going to do with Daffy, but we'll see. So those are 2 finishes I can add. If I can add SpongeBob, that's another finish plus hours I can add. That will be amazing. And yeah, I feel like I'm really making some progress on my diamond paintings. My stash has not gone down like I hoped it would. I'm pretty sure it went in the opposite direction, but that's okay, right? As long as I'm having fun and I'm, like I always say, I'm not spending money that should be going to something else. Nobody's suffering because I'm spending money on diamond paintings. It's all good. Oh, I also finished a spare drill project. I'll throw it up there on the screen. I just found a random picture with like a geometric design that I liked, and I sort of tried to emulate it and did that. You guys, cross-stitch conversions seem to be all the rage right now. Everybody on YouTube is talking about them. I'm going to do a video on them, but I think I'm going to do a different take on it. We'll see. I got so many things and so many ideas floating around in my head. I could probably film stuff from now until the end of the year and not run out of things to say, which is kind of a crazy thought, but I will be watching a video and that will spark an idea for a video that I want to do, and then, just trying to get to everything, just not enough hours in the day sometimes. Okay guys, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Somehow my phone decided just to shut off when I was filming. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for sticking around till the end, and thanks for sticking around through 100 WIP chats. I hope you got something accomplished on your WIP, whatever that may be. And yeah, just keep your eye out for all of those new and exciting things that I have coming up. I'm going to be doing, like I said, a project for the Mandy event in May. I'm hoping to get this one finished. I'll be doing a recap of all of my April, how I did in April for all of my diamond painting goals. And I've got a couple of surprises coming along, and soon you will be hearing something about my announcement for DP for Pets, which is my diamond painting event for June. Mark it on your calendars. I've put it on my Instagram and on my Facebook, so if you want more information, go look it up there. But I will be doing a video to kind of show all of the rules and announce the prize package and all of that stuff, so be looking out for that as well. Before you leave, guys, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.